Greetings, family, and welcome to another episode of Dr. Mumbi Spirituals. My name is Dr. Mumbi Seraki. How you doing? How's everything going? I really do pray, family, that you are very well in all your ways and that you're moving into self-sovereignty, that you have reached a point where you have gotten to know yourself, that your voice, your inner voice, is the biggest voice in your life, that you have reprioritized your reality to put yourself as the main player energy, as the main character energy at the center of that world, family. Because we have moved from what some of the darkest ages into what we call the age of consciousness. And what happened, family, is that before we used to live, when we say the dark ages, what happened is that we had stretched ourselves to the furthest point where of being away from consciousness, to the furthest point of unconsciousness, and the closest we could come to to full physical reality. And in our experiment of moving away from consciousness and seeing what that would look like, seeing what physicality, if we were away from our consciousness, what that would manifest in our experiment, family, we were hijacked by a divergent. I don't even want to know a distorted male energy. That well, it came in the form of a distorted masculine, and it took advantage of these times where we had moved away from the soul and more into the mind and the emotions, more into the body, blinded ourselves as much as we could, taken that point where we were the furthest away from ourselves, from our soul, from our God, from our, whatever you want to call it. And they took advantage. And they used a lot of magic and a lot of wizardry, which was gained from the ancient texts of our people, to create a prison planet where they were harvesting that soul energy and that attention, where they basically put the world upside down and back to front, and really created so many narratives, because the mind and the emotions, the lower chakras, were the ones that were controlled. And it was like we had capped our crown or our connection to the higher reality, to the higher realms, to the higher God. But that has all changed now. And we are on the great return, family. We're being pulled back by the Most High, pulled back by the consciousness, pulled back by soul into her, pulled back by the Great Mother into herself. It's like the way you pull an elastic to its hardest point. But this time we're not being released, but it's just slowly going back. It can either be released back and some of us, the awakening has been like that. Like it was released and we were awakened. It was like, yo, where are we? How did we get here? What? For others, it's a slow returning. But we are returning to our consciousness, family. We are returning to where we are the rulers of our reality. I hope you can't hear the noise in the background, family. But what this means is that for the first time, the mind and the soul and the intuition is king. We're back to being creators, family. We're back to being real, true creators of our reality without the external manipulation. We're back to being the ones that are, ruling and reigning over our lives. And so you'll notice that if you have done the necessary work of healing those false narratives in your mind, healing those false stories, false identities, false things, all the illusions you were fed, and seeking that reconnection with the Most High, you will recognize that things are happening fast. Your life is happening, is changing, family. And we now have to become more conscious of it. Before we used to talk about how your thoughts create reality and your emotions are things and everything. But to be honest, our thoughts had been so hijacked that they weren't creating no reality. But now that we've removed ourselves from the systems and the lies and the indoctrination and the brainwashing of Babylon, and we awaken to the reality each and every single day, it means that we are now, our thoughts have more power, more reign over our lives. Our words have more power to shift and direct our lives. We're no longer at the whims of Babylon's economic laws and global systems and religious beliefs and all these things, hidden laws that we don't even know. We're no longer at the mercy of that because we've come out of Babylon. And the only way you're going to start seeing this manifesting in your own life, family, is if you start to speak, to write down, to script, to actively create your new reality. Like I have gotten deeply into, I spend 2 to 3 hours daily, family, writing out affirmations, writing out the things that are coming, the home I'm buying, the car I'm getting, and all these other desires of my heart. And the reason I focus so much on the physical is because the physical is where my attention is where I've been arrested. My attention is what has been imprisoned and weakened. And so I have to start seeing those consistent wins where I write something down or I ask for something or I give thanks for something because I know it is already manifested and it actually manifests. And I want to encourage each and every one of you to start doing the same thing. Start manifesting today. Start asking, start creating, learn how to do, whether it's the 369 method, which is very powerful, whether it's the meditation where you just do visualization and you spend at least an hour daily visualizing the home you want to live in, the community you want, the relationships you want, the children you want, whatever it may be. Or whether it's actually writing it out down. For some of us who have the gift of writing, family, it is so powerful to write, I have, I am grateful for. The I am statements, especially. I am happy, I am in perfect health, I am extremely successful, I am earning this amount of money, I am living in my own new home, I have bought my own new home, whatever, family. Because all the things that were kept from you because you were in a certain demographic, because you belong to a certain community, because you were in a certain part of the world, all of that is now null and void. And you can actually start to manifest things. But because we were never taught, we have to believe, we have to build our faith and knowing that it actually works, which is why I have focused on creating first and foremost the material reality I want, getting the material things. It started with the basic things, family, especially in these times of emergency and in these tough financial times. Don't look at what is happening in the world or look too much at your experience, because what you're experiencing now is what you created yesterday for yourself when you were less enlightened, less awakened, more traumatized. So start to create your tomorrow today, not by looking at what you created yesterday, but by truly visualizing the tomorrow you want. It is so possible, family. And start with even financial breakthroughs, health breakthroughs. All disease can be healed because it's just an imbalance. Stories that I hope I'll get into one day. But start by creating something you really want so that you can convince yourself that you have now become the creator again, so that you can really now move into creation mode and create some mind blowing, mind boggling things, because that is the opportunity that is open to us in this season and time. You made it, family. You're in the new dispensation. Don't allow Babylon to put you back to sleep. Don't allow them to convince you that you don't have power. You have all the power to transform your life. You have all the power to create whatever you want, however big. In fact, I keep hearing my spiritual team and my guardian angels say, dream bigger. That is not big enough. I want 1,000 acres. Dream bigger. That is not big enough. I want to own a ranch. Dream bigger. That is not big enough. And soon, even what we're dreaming and manifesting is going to expand beyond this material 3D and how we've been led to interpret it into creating things like the new technology, the pyramids of our time, the great temples of our time, and things like that. But we're in that training phase now. If you'd like me to talk more about manifestation techniques and things like that, leave it in the comments below. And if you're looking to relocate to the motherland and you're looking for information on how to do it, reach out mumbi.seraki@gmail.com. Tuko pamoja.